Hello everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing my first book review ever, and it is on My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Ottessa. Oh my god, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce her last name, and I'm so sorry. I honestly don't know how to pronounce that, but that's her last name. Okay, I probably should have looked that up before I started this video, but it is what it is. So, I have not prepared anything that I'm going to say in this review. I just finished it 2 days ago, so it's still really fresh in my memory, and I'm just going to go off of what this book was about in my eyes and what this made me feel, because this type of book, I feel like it can have a different impact on everybody that reads it, especially if you struggle with any type of mental illness, probably mainly depression, anxiety, social anxiety, things like that. I think you would really relate to this book. So it's basically about a woman, and she goes unnamed throughout this whole book, so we don't know her name, but she has both of her parents have passed away, and she is kind of just depressed. She is alone in life, and she doesn't really like to interact with people. She's very, she's standoffish to the world. She keeps to herself. She just kind of wants to sleep her life away, and she takes a lot of prescription pills from her psychiatrist to help her sleep, and just sleep and sleep and sleep throughout her days. And it kind of goes through her story and what she's going through, trying to sleep for a year of her life in hopes that she will feel renewed and refreshed after this year of rest and relaxation. So overall, I think I would give this book a 4 stars. I would give this book a 4-star. I really did enjoy this book. There were times where I really didn't want to put it down. I wanted to know what was going to happen next. I was so connected to the main character. I related to her a lot in very different ways. The reason that she's trying to sleep all the time is a very unique situation, and I have felt like I wanted to just sleep all the time because of depression and anxiety. Although it's a very different reason from hers, I understand what she was trying to do and what she was going through this book. She can come off as like a bitch, a weirdo, selfish in this book if you don't understand the struggles of depression and anxiety. She might just be like a total weirdo to you, but I still think it's worth the read. If you're interested in anything about mental illness at all, I would definitely recommend picking this up. It was a very interesting read. The author of this book has such a unique way of describing things. Like, everything that she talked about in this book, I could picture it in my head. The apartment that she was living in, the really good friend that she had, I could picture what she looked like. I could picture what this woman looked like, the main character. Okay, let me pause for a second. First of all, this is the cover of the book, okay? And since sorry, my cat is like brushing up against my setup here. But this is the cover of the book, and I don't know if that's supposed to be the main character, what she looks like, because in my head, this isn't what she looks like. They describe her as a blonde in the book, and I don't know who this is supposed to be. Can someone please tell me? If you know who this is supposed to be on the cover, please tell me, because I feel like this cover does not represent what the book is about. Like, if I were to just see this cover and not know anything about the book, I probably wouldn't pick it up, to be honest. That's just my opinion, okay? I don't know, like, something about this, maybe when I look at this cover, it just is depressing, and maybe that's the point. Like, just the look on her face, the colors, in the background, I don't know, it's depressing, and the mood is weird. I don't know, I get weird vibes from this cover, and I don't really like it, but maybe that's the point. Anyway, so yeah, the way the author describes everything in this book, she is so talented. She's got a beautiful way of describing things, a beautiful way of interpreting what she's trying to put out. This book is very dark. It gets dark, but it's comical as well. There were some points in this book where I had to give it a break because it was just a little too, like, a little bit too depressing and dark for me. Yeah, I would have to give it little breaks, but that doesn't mean it was a bad book. It just meant that it was, the author just had such a way of touching me with this story that it hit a little bit too close to home, so I had to put it down for a little bit. Yeah, so I would really recommend this book. I also want to talk about the ending. I'm not going to give it away. I'm not going to say anything about the ending. I just want to say, for anyone that's read this book, the ending is very powerful. It's very sad. It's not any, you would never be able to guess the ending, okay? Like, anything that I'm saying right now, I guarantee you won't be able to guess the ending. Go into this book as blind as possible. Don't look up anything about it before you read this. Yeah, the ending was very sad. I didn't really understand it though. I felt like it was too abrupt, too, I don't know, it was just too, I don't really know how to explain it. If you've read this book, then you'll know what I'm talking about, but that's kind of why I bumped it down to a 4-star instead of a 5. Although I do still really recommend it. You know, the ending of this book kind of just ends on this, like, powerful note, and it's just like 1 page long, and that's the way the book ends. I just felt like it wasn't enough for me. It just wasn't enough to tie in the whole story and, you know, bring everything together. But yeah, if this sounds anything interesting to you, then I definitely recommend picking it up. Like I said, if anybody knows who this is supposed to be on the cover or why this is the cover, please let me know. I'm honestly curious, and I honestly don't know. Like, I have no clue who that's supposed to be. But yeah, I heard about this book from Acacia. I think her last name is Ives. I'll link her channel down below if you want to check her out. She recommends books that are so similar to my reading taste. So anything that she recommends, I pretty much buy it and want to check it out for myself, because I trust her opinion that much, and this was no different. I really did enjoy this book. She loved this book, so once I heard her raving about it, I'm like, I have to see what this is all about. So yeah, it's crazy how much I related to this main character as far as wanting to just sleep all the time. And also another thing I wanted to talk about was the psychiatrist in this book is, it's a little dramatized, the things that she says and what she does, but overall, the whole idea of a somebody going to a psychiatrist to seek out medication for their mental illness, you know, it's kind of like you're a guinea pig. If you're first starting out and you don't know what's going to work for you, they try you on a certain medication and you give it like 2 weeks to a month, and if it doesn't work or if you have really bad side effects, you stop the medication and move on to something else. And if that doesn't work, you keep going and going and going. Like, that's kind of, you know, what she goes through in this book, and I've been there. I take medications for, you know, the things that I struggle with. And a lot of the psychiatrists that I've seen 3 at this point, and this one guy that I was seeing for maybe like a year or 2, he was just so cold, and he would just say, oh, that's not working? Okay, stop that and try this. And the possible side effects are this. Call immediately if you're feeling those things. It's like, I don't want to go through all these things just to, you know, feel better. It sucks. It's a big whirlwind of issues when you are trying to find a medication that works for you, because you don't want to be a guinea pig and, you know, go through things that you don't want to go through because the medication isn't working for you, and then you have to go through that again. So yeah, anyways, that's kind of what she goes through in this book, and I really related to that. So yeah, I would definitely recommend checking this out. It was very interesting, very powerful, very moving, very weird, very dark, blunt. You know, I can go on and on about different words to describe this book, but I honestly think you just have to read it for yourself to know what I'm talking about, to really get the full idea. So definitely recommend this one. If you have read this book, please let me know in the comments down below, and I hope you guys check it out. If you have not read it, it was definitely worth the read. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my random book review on this book. I definitely want to do more book reviews in the future. I just felt very compelled to do a review. Okay, sorry about that. I'm sure this angle is all different. My memory card was full and I had to delete a few things. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this book review and I hope you decide to pick this book up. And I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye!